Welcome to the Explainer. Right, let's jump straight into this. Today, we're unpacking a paradigm shift so massive, it is literally rewiring global power, human history, and even the basic concept of how we govern ourselves. We are diving into the geopolitics of artificial intelligence. We're going to look at how the algorithms of tomorrow are crashing headfirst into the ancient mechanics of power.
So imagine this. How would world leaders react to the sudden arrival of godlike technology? To wrap our heads around that, let's take a quick detour back to February 1519. Picture the Aztec Emperor Montezuma II. This guy was the supreme ruler of a massive empire, known for being incredibly decisive. But suddenly, he's totally paralyzed by indecision. Why? Because Hernan Cortés and the Spanish conquistadors just showed up on his shores. The Spanish arrived on these massive floating fortresses that they deliberately sank. They rode bizarre-looking deer, which, you guessed it, were just horses, and they carried sticks that shot literal lightning. To the Aztecs, this unbelievable leap in technology made the Spanish seem supernatural. It was like an ancient prophecy playing out in real time.
And there's a really direct, undeniable historical parallel here. Think about it. Just like those conquistadors triggered this chaotic mix of excitement and deep mistrust back in 1519, the sudden arrival of artificial intelligence on our digital shores is doing the exact same thing to global leaders today. The source material points out that AI has simultaneously triggered an impulse to embrace it and an impulse to push it away. Modern leaders are basically scrambling. They're trying to figure out, are we going to master this new power to solidify our own rule, or are we going to become its proxies? Basically, sovereigns without any actual sovereignty? But before we just hand the keys to the world over to incredibly smart machines, we have to grapple with the actual limits of human governance. The great Leo Tolstoy actually hit the nail on the head when he warned that if human life is ruled purely by cold reason, the possibility of life itself is destroyed. It's a pretty heavy thought, right? Because human politics isn't some neat math equation. It's inherently emotional. It's messy. It runs on aesthetics, charisma, individual ambition, and deep historical narratives, not just pure unadulterated logic. Yet, despite all that messiness, for literally 2,000 years, we humans have debated whether one perfect, rational ruler might actually be better than the absolute chaos of democracy. Which brings us to Plato. He had this famous concept of the philosopher king, this hypothetical ruler who has perfect theoretical wisdom and absolute political competence. But historically, everyone from Aristotle to 20th century Soviet cyberneticists realized there's a fatal flaw in Plato's dream. A single human mind, no matter how smart, simply cannot process the unimaginable complexity of a whole society. We call it the complexity bottleneck. And this is exactly why AI is a complete geopolitical earthquake. AI actually solves that complexity bottleneck. It has the near instantaneous speed, the incredible scale, and the precise resolution to process mountains of societal data. It can act as the ultimate data-driven sovereign. Theoretically, it could actually become that perfect, highly efficient philosopher king that Plato dreamed up, combining the collective intelligence and the needs of billions of people into one perfectly optimized decision-making engine. Okay, so if AI is this incredible new global power capable of perfect administration, where's the battleground for actually rolling this out right now? Let's move from abstract theory down to immediate reality. According to the academic sources we're looking at, that battleground is heavily focused around the United Nations Sustainable Development Goals. Right now, international organizations are practically racing to adopt AI to hit these massive global targets by 2030. They realize that our sluggish, clunky 20th century bureaucratic models just aren't fast or smart enough to handle today's cascading global crises.
Let's look at how this plays out in Africa, for example, a continent with this immense, totally untapped potential for technological leapfrogging. We're talking about deploying AI to actually predict and mitigate devastating floods and wildfires well before they spiral out of control. Imagine perfectly tracking and preserving wildlife, or beaming essential healthcare diagnostics and top-tier education to the most remote areas imaginable. It is an absolutely unparalleled opportunity to just bypass older, failing infrastructure entirely and directly boost social mobility for millions of people.
But here's the catch. This incredible opportunity brings us face to face with a stark, brand new geopolitical reality. Think about how power used to work. The traditional map of global power was defined almost entirely by geography, physical borders, and controlling territory. But today, the AI map of power is vastly different. Now it's defined by the fluid movement of data, aggressive digital innovation, and monopolizing tech opportunities. The algorithms you control and the data you possess, that's what dictates your true standing on the global stage today. And because of this fundamental shift,
Vulnerable states are increasingly turning into arenas for superpower rivalries. Let's look at what the source material shows us about the current geopolitical scramble happening in Africa right now. The United States is heavily emphasizing democracy and human rights as its framework to counter rivals. China, meanwhile, is aggressively investing in physical, digital infrastructure, tying it right into their massive Belt and Road Initiative. Then you've got the European Union, focusing on exporting its ethical AI frameworks while at the same time securing access to critical minerals. And Russia? They are prioritizing arms exports and heavy investments in the energy and mining sectors. All these major powers are actively vying for influence and digital sovereignty across the African continent.
Now, to really grasp the sheer speed of this scramble, just look at China's new generation AI development plan. Their timeline is incredibly aggressive. They already hit their first major development milestones back in 2020. By 2025, which is right around the corner, they are expanding their high-level goals and global leadership policies. And by 2030, their target is unambiguous. They want to become the absolute global leader in AI, backing a staggering 1 trillion yuan industry. It's a perfect illustration of how fast geopolitical strategies are pivoting toward digital dominance. But let's pause for a second, because despite these massive geopolitical investments pouring in, the local realities on the ground are anything but simple. This brings us to a really crucial concept, the digital divide. As the academic research highlights, there are literally billions of people globally who are entirely sidelined from this technological revolution. Trying to build socioeconomic growth through AI is incredibly tough when you're dealing with a lack of basic internet connectivity, spotty technology access, and weak public institutions.
The balancing act required here is monumental. Just imagine trying to build an inclusive AI system when you severely lack local data, and you somehow need to process over 2,000 distinct local languages spoken across the continent. Toss in a heavy reliance on foreign tech firms, which brings the very real risk of infrastructure debt traps, and couple that with fragile institutional safeguards for human rights. You can see how maintaining true digital sovereignty, building local AI capacities without selling out cultural values or economic independence is an incredibly delicate, high-stakes tightrope walk.
Let's zoom back out to the big picture for a minute. There is a profound, hidden danger in letting AI solve all these societal problems with perfect efficiency. The famous political philosopher Friedrich Hayek issued a warning that rings incredibly true today. He cautioned against central planning that basically forces us to be free for our own good. Think about it. If an AI perfectly plans society to maximize our well-being, it naturally operates on the logic that errors have to be removed. But what if it starts viewing human free will, our innate, beautifully messy tendency to make irrational choices, as just a bug in the code? Treating human agency as an error to be patched out could easily lead to a terrifyingly efficient form of totalitarian paternalism.
This whole dilemma brings to mind the ancient myth of Prometheus, the titan who stole fire to give to humanity, even though he knew for a fact it would result in his own eternal, horrific punishment. What's absolutely fascinating here is that the name Prometheus literally translates to forethought in Greek. Much like Prometheus, artificial intelligence has this unparalleled ability to calculate distant future outcomes far better than our limited human brains can. It possesses the ultimate forethought.
Which leaves us staring at a profound crossroads. Do we accept the perfection of AI governance if it means surrendering our human free will? AI very well might be that Promethean fire that solves our absolute greatest global challenges, from climate disasters to crushing inequality. But we, as a global society, have to urgently decide if the price of that perfect, frictionless governance is worth sacrificing the dramatic, messy, deeply irrational narrative that actually makes us human. AI lacks the inconsistencies of the human soul. So is that our salvation or our undoing? Thank you for exploring this with me on The Explainer. Keep digging into the data and never stop asking the big questions.